Hello and welcome to The Eye, your English news bulletin. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday released Rs 1,625 crore for women entrepreneurs. He also declared that the loan limit for self-help groups have been raised from 10 lakh to 20 lakhs. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs on Wednesday approved the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan 2.0 for school education with a financial outlay of Rs 2,94,283.04 crore, which includes the centre's share of Rs 1,85,398.32 crore. The Indian Space Research Organisation geosynchronized satellite launch vehicle failed to put the EOS-3 Earth observation satellite into orbit early on Thursday. Now for the news in details. Bank officials in Tuensang district have clarified on a number of services with regard to ATMs. Bank officials of the State Bank of India Tuensang main branch have stated that there are 5 ATM booths in Tuensang town. However, 2 are not working, while the one which is in the main town is being repaired on Thursday by technical staff and will soon resume services. However, they are waiting for parts to be sent for the ATM booth located at the district hospital of Tuensang. That the ATMs are being replenished with cash at least 3 times a day. In some cases, due to technical failures, obtaining equipment is not easy because most of the parts are being sent from outside the state and technicians have to come from other districts for repairing the booths. Sometimes there are problems due to internet connectivity as well. The speed is lower during transactions as compared with those in places like Dimapur and Kohima. 2 booths, which are located near Assam Rifles Camp and NAP sector, are far for many people, and the ATM booth in the main town is the nearest point for the people, and officials said. However, the machine is of an older type and people face many technical calamities from time to time, it was informed. There is one ATM booth inside the SBS Bazaar branch, but it is accessible only when the office is open, the official added. The bank official also stated that they are trying their best to give the best services possible to the people, but are also suggesting the use of alternate channels such as net banking services. Governor-designate of Manipur, Ganga Prasad, was sworn in as the governor of Manipur at a ceremony that was conducted on August 12th at the Darbar Hall of the Raj Bhavan in Imphal. Chief Justice of the High Court of Manipur, P.V. Sanjay Kumar, administered the oath of office and secrecy to Ganga Prasad. Prasad will take charge as Manipur's governor in addition to his own duties during the absence of Dr. Najma Heptullah. Ganga Prasad is also the governor of Sikkim. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and the Deputy Speaker, Council of Ministers, Chief Secretary, Director General of Police and other senior officials of the state government and senior citizens attended the ceremony. Talking to media persons, Ganga Prasad said he had got an opportunity to visit Manipur during the Sangai festival and that he was fortunate to work for the people of Manipur. He said to perform all his constitutional duties while he is in charge of the state of Manipur. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh flagged off a consignment of 1 MT of organic chakhao or black rice to Europe in a simple function that was conducted on August 12th at the western gate of the Chief Minister's Secretariat. During the occasion, he also flagged off vehicles carrying quality seeds for distribution to villagers of different districts affected by destruction of poppy plantations due to government's War on Drugs campaign. Are being provided to villagers as part of the alternative seed distribution scheme by the Department of Horticulture and Soil Conservation. Addressing the media, Biren Singh said chakhao had received the geographical indication tag and that it had a good demand from different parts of the country as well. He said that for the first time, 1 MT of this nutritious rice variety was being exported officially to different European countries. He said that organic ginger and pineapple export is being done regularly under the aegis of the Manipur Organic Mission Agency, Department of Horticulture and Soil Conservation. Stating that all necessary support is being extended to farmers in this regard, the Chief Minister said there is a need for quantity and quality increase in production of indigenous varieties. Regarding distribution of seeds, the Chief Minister said Thursday's distribution of seeds was for about 460 hectares for farmers affected by destruction of poppy plants due to the War on Drugs campaign. The War on Drugs campaign was launched to destroy illegal poppy plantations. As a result, during 2020 to 21, many poppy growers were affected. To mitigate the adverse and immediate impact on poor farmers, Biren Singh instructed officials to form an interdepartmental committee and to chalk out ways to provide quality seeds as an alternative means of livelihood for farmers. The Anusha Project Limited donated an ambulance to the Wokha Chief Medical Officer on August 12th at the Deputy Commissioner's Office complex. Short program that was conducted in the Deputy Commissioner's Conference Hall, the General Manager of AP, P. Reddy, said that the company's intention in providing the ambulance to the district was to help the people of the district who are in need of ambulance services, and that through the small gesture the people of the district would be benefited to a great extent. Deputy Commissioner Orenthang Lotha, while thanking the company for providing the ambulance, said that their contribution will always be remembered and cherished by the people of Wokha for the service. Despite the many hardships faced by the company due to the pandemic, it has been doing its best so that work can be completed on time. The company is urged to give their best effort by providing good roads to the people of the district. Later, a flag rally was organized by the District Administration of Wokha in collaboration with the District Youth Resources and Sports Office, NSS, and NYKS of Wokha District. The rally was flagged off by the Deputy Commissioner. The Lotha Ilo Hoho, in collaboration with Dr. Apeni Lotha, Director of Higher Education, organized a seminar on the topic of self-reliance for unemployed youths on August 12th at the Lotha Ilo Hoho building. Fuchom Beni Hamchoy of Fuchom Sweet Box Wokha, Tunglamo T. Hamchoy of Urban Growers, and Tungdemo Kyung, advisor of Team Metamorphosis in Wokha, were the resource persons of the event.
In her address during the event, resource person Fuchimbeni Humzoy emphasized on the importance of self-reliance and self-sufficiency. She encouraged the participants to venture into various avenues. She remarked that despite her parents' request to her to join the government sector, she chose to be a professional baker. Despite challenges, failures and criticisms, she overcome all odds to start the first professional baking establishment in Wokha. She also aims to support young educated local youths by providing them employment opportunities in her business establishment. Likewise, resource person Tunglamo T. Humchoy spoke on the importance of the local economy. He encouraged the participants to venture into the agriculture sector by employing various modern techniques and to plan for long-term sustainable careers. He spoke also about branding, presentation and product quality, which are the key components in marketing. Further, resource person Tungdemo Kyung advised the participants to choose the right career by using their talents. He said not everyone can be accommodated in the government sector, and therefore an individual has to come out of their comfort zone and strive forward with determination. He encouraged the participants not to be liabilities but assets for the society by preparing for any challenges, physically or mentally.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday released Rs 1,625 crore for women entrepreneurs. He also declared that the loan limit for self-help groups have been raised from 10 lakh to 20 lakh. Prime Minister was participating in the Atmanirbhar Nari Shakti Se Samvad program through video conferencing, where he spoke to members of women's SHGs associated with Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihood Mission. According to PMO, DAYNRLM aims to mobilize rural poor households into SHGs in a phased manner and provide them long-term support to improve their incomes and quality of life. In addition, he released 25 crore rupees as seed money for 7,500 SHG members under the PMFME, Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises, scheme of the Ministry of Food Processing Industries, and 4.13 crore as fund to 75 FPOs being promoted under the mission. He added that India has at least 420 million Jan Dhan bank accounts, of which 55% are in the name of women. He urged the SHGs to raise awareness about single-use plastic and work on its alternative. He also urged them to take full advantage of the government e-marketplace. Union Minister for Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Giriraj Singh, Union Minister for Food Processing Industries Pashupati Kumar Paras, Ministers of State Rural Development Sandvi Niranjan Jyoti and Fagan Singh Kulast, Panchayati Raj Kapil Mohravash Patil and MOS of Ministry of Food Processing Industry were also present at the occasion. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs on Wednesday approved the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan 2.0 for school education with a financial outlay of Rs 2,94,283.04 crore, which includes the centre share of Rs 1,85,398.32 crore.
To the Ministry of Education, apart from the continuation of the schemes in place, the focus for the next 5 years would be on equality and inclusive education, which includes connecting all rural schools with the internet. The government has decided to enhance the incentive to children with disabilities to Rs 5,000 and extend the Rs 6,000 transport incentive per annum per student to secondary level for students in difficult areas. A national strategy is also in the making for dropout students, especially from SC, ST communities, and on students' safety. The scheme is likely to benefit 1.16 million schools, over 156 million students, and 5.7 million teachers of government and aided schools from pre-primary to senior secondary level. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said that the SSA 2.0 has been given a new dimension by aligning it with the Sustainable Development Goal for Education and with the recommendations of NEP 2020 to ensure that all children have access to quality education with an equitable and inclusive classroom environment, which should take care of their diverse background, multilingual needs, different academic abilities.
Opposition leaders on Thursday held a meeting at the office of Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, to discuss the alleged manhandling of women members in the upper house.
Wednesday, opposition members in Rajya Sabha slammed the government over the incidents in the House when a bill related to insurance businesses was taken up for the passage, with NCP leader Sharad Pawar alleging that women MPs were attacked and more than 40 men and women were brought into the House from outside to control the MPs. Shiv Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi criticized the government, alleging that the centre talks of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, but attempts to crush the voice of women. She alleged that MPs were manhandled. The opposition resorted to vociferous protests on Wednesday as the General Insurance Business Amendment Bill 2021 was taken up for consideration in the upper house after it passed a constitution amendment bill unanimously. The bill was moved for consideration and passing by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Protesting opposition members came to the well of the House, and some of them were seen tearing papers. They accused the government of not following parliamentary norms and bulldozing the legislation. The Insurance Business Amendment Bill was taken up after the upper house unanimously passed the Constitution Amendment Bill to enable states to prepare their own OBC list.
The semi-clad body of a teenage girl was found washed ashore at Goa's Kalangut beach on Thursday, a day after she was reported missing, police said, and added it has been sent for post-mortem to ascertain the exact cause of death. The matter is under investigation, North Goa Police Superintendent Shobit Saxena said. Police have warned against speculation surrounding the cause of death and asked people to refrain from sharing images of the body as it is against the law and hurtful to the girl's family. They said police will be able to comment further only once the post-mortem report offers a better picture of the circumstances surrounding her death. China has punished nearly 20 more officials in its Guangdong province's Guangzhou for negligence in curbing the spread of coronavirus soon after it punished nearly 47 officials nationwide for the same reason.
On Thursday announced punishments to 20 officials for the neglecting their duty in dealing with the local COVID-19 outbreak in May and June, and fired the director of the City Health Commission and district-level party chief, Chinese state media Global Times reported. Earlier this week, China punished nearly 47 officials over the recent outbreak of COVID-19's Delta variant in the country. Officials ranging from the heads of local governments, health commissions, hospitals and airports were punished for negligence. In Nanjing, the capital of Jiangsu province, 15 officials were held accountable for allowing infections to spread at the Nanjing Local International Airport, CNN reported. Some officials were detained while others were received penalties ranging from suspicion to severe warnings. China announced in May to fence all provinces and cities to keep out the novel coronavirus after the nation largely banished the pandemic after it first emerged in the city of Wuhan, Asia Times reported. The measures were hastily put in place before the summer of 2020. China's firewall has become nearly impregnable and is being strengthened as the West edges towards loosening its entry requirements. On Thursday, the country's National Health Commission said that the mainland China reported 81 new COVID-19 cases. So far, the Commission has received reports of 94,161 total confirmed cases and 4,636 deaths.
In an unusual case, a 41-year-old man from Chennai underwent 3 kidney transplants and walked out of the hospital with 5 kidneys in total.
Suffering from severe hypertension underwent a third renal transplant at the Madras Medical Mission. However, after his first set of post-operation checks, the medical experts at Madras Medical Mission asserted that the patient is recovering well. The transplant reportedly turned into a huge task as there was not much space inside his body for the doctors to work on. Dr. S. Saravanan, who took charge of the third kidney transplant, made the attempt after the patient had already undergone 2 failed transplant procedures. Earlier to that, both the surgeries on the patient had failed due to hypertension. Meanwhile, the team of specialists also had to be careful as the patient had recently undergone triple bypass surgery post being diagnosed with coronary artery disease. His first and second transplant failed due to his uncontrolled hypertension, Saravanan said. To complicate things more, he underwent triple bypass surgery to repair plugs in the heart in March at our hospital, Saravanan said. After much discussion, the best option doctors could think of was a transplant. Initially, the patient had 2 inborn kidneys and 2 donor kidneys in his body, following which doctors had to find space for a 5th one.
More than 1,200 villages, which collectively have a population of over 5.4 lakh, have been affected by flood fury in Uttar Pradesh. Mirzapur has the highest number of flood-hit villages in the state, followed by Pragyaj and Jalaun.
Said water levels in Ganga are above the danger mark in 7 places and Yamuna is flowing above the danger levels in 5 places. Betwa and Chambal are also flowing above the danger mark in some parts of the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday took a stock of the situation in Varanasi, his parliamentary constituency, and assured all help to the officials. The state government has set up over 950 shelters so far. 59 rescue teams are deployed in 45 districts. The National Disaster Response Force and the SDRF, State Disaster Response Force, are carrying out relief operations. Of the state's 75 districts, 23 are battling floods. Houses are partially submerged in parts of Prayagraj that has, according to officials, received 12 times excess rain in the past 24 hours. Visuals captured locals blind in several parts of the state as their daily lives are heavily impacted. In Varanasi, cremations were shifted to rooftops because of the flooding at the iconic Ganga Ghats. The Prime Minister on Wednesday had a detailed conversation with the Varanasi administration about the situation, and he assured the local administration of all help.
In a recent development, an iconic bird species which has been threatened has now returned to patches of forest that had fallen silent. A Kiwi call count is an annual event that uses relatively analog technology to track how Kiwi populations are doing across the region. The data they gather is combined with the Kiwi Listening Blitz, which is a higher tech version where recording devices are planted and analyzed for calls every 5 years. As per this year's data, 50% of sites that were silent in 2016 had Kiwi calling in 2021. Ayla Wiles, a biodiversity ranger for the Department of Conservation, was quoted by The Guardian as saying that to sit out there and hear how many Kiwi there are and how close they are, it makes the effort put into trapping worthwhile. That's all for the eye. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.